trying to get you at bats, pipeline building.
Danny boy, my guy, dude. We're back.
Ready to get into it.
Yeah, dude, we're back. Just I just wrapped up a couple of things for work and now we're here.
Episode
So,
3. Um,
three.
yeah, I made a bunch of calls this morning to guys. Talked to Andy, talked to Bryce, talked to Jeremy. So hopefully he's not mad that I name dropped him. But no, it was good. I mean, I was just sitting here thinking about like the difference between insanity for me and sanity. A lot of the times is a couple of phone calls. Like I just can't think. I'm not. My perception sucks, and then I will call a couple of guys, and I can see clearly again.
You can see clearly now the rain is gone.
I can see clearly. Well, better
Yeah,
than I
dude,
was.
there's nothing like having people you can reach out and talk to, especially when you're kind of in the shit. You gotta have people you can talk to. Good people in your life.
Yeah, the practice is so important because like when the heat's on, it's hard to make those calls and have those conversations.
Yeah, and granted, everything's kind of spiritually right for you. You call them and you tell them I'm fucked up, this, that, and the other. What I've found is that a lot of people, oh man, like there's a lot of people who probably one don't want to hear it. And there's a lot of people, how do I want to say this? I don't know. A lot of people just want to act like everything's Gucci all the time. Gooch. Oh, it's
But
Gooch.
I get that too. Like I called Jeremy and I'm laying it on thick, and he's just like, dude, like, he's just not ready for it. And I understand that. It's like he's just trying to survive. I'm basically like letting him know, like, I've been going through it recently, and that causes me to examine everything, like too much stuff. Like, not only my internal stuff, but then I start looking at the world around me and thinking like super heavy about that. And it's like most of the time, people that you talk to want to experience the best version of you. You know what I mean? Like they want you to instill hope.
Right. Yeah, they're
They're
looking for you to fucking make their lives better or
right,
their moment better, whatever.
right. Rather than like telling them exactly the truth as you see it in that moment.
Yo,
And I get that too.
tell me the fucking worst parts about your life, and that makes me feel better. You know what I mean?
But we also have people like everybody has people that they are just counting on to set them in the right mood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, people you can
you
go
want a
to.
fun conversation every time you're talking to them. And I get in those moods too, where I'll call you and just be babbling on the phone like an idiot because it's the most fun thing in that moment. And it's like beautiful.
Yeah, for sure. And there's a time and a place. There's a time and a place to, you know, just be absolutely silly. I wanted to use a different word there, but I didn't. But then there's a time to like talk about, stuff that actually matters. And I think right, that's telling of a true friend. If you can kind of go to either side of the spectrum with somebody,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, yesterday I watched Theo Von had the OpenAI guy on his podcast,
Sam Altman.
Sam Altman. And dude, Sam Altman seems like a solid guy. You know, he seems all right.
Well, like they typically don't pick a penultimate man
Yeah.
that doesn't seem that way. You know what I mean? Like
What do you mean?
argue,
Who's they pick? You mean for CEO?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like the board, whoever has the biggest interest, they're not going to pick some guy that's going to be like completely honest, you know? And then like what's funny about OpenAI is like occasionally most of the time he's like, this is going to be good. We're going to democratize it. Everyone's going to have access to information. And then like every once in a while, they'll literally like sprinkle Sam Altman being like, we need to be careful about X, Y, and Z portion of AI,
Did
where
you
it's just
listen
like
to it?
he's thinking about this now. No, I mean,
Um,
dude, I got to be careful because my whole algorithm will be AI, like future AI state if I go down that road. And like,
maybe.
again, willing to have more truthful conversations than at least the majority of my peer group. So then, I'm like, holy crap, this is coming. Like, it's not here today, or it's not affecting most of our lives today. So no one seems to really care, but it is coming. And it's like, what the hell does this mean? I just had this conversation with Jeremy. I was hitting him over the head with this because I was thinking about like how much of my decisions that I make are based on emotion. It's like, oh, I feel scared. So I try to address that, right? Like recently it's been uh no job. So it's like, all right, I gotta freak out and find a way to secure income. And then that like makes me feel better. Or let's say like the money's flowing, right? So then my next thought is everything's good. Like let's make a decision on everything's good. Let's go on a vacation or whatever it is. Let's buy sprinklers. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, like, how convenient would it be to just not operate on emotion? And because then at that point, like, you could be a janitor for a high school at 18 years old and probably invest $100 a month into an S&P 500, retire in 40 years and be a millionaire, like live well within your means. Like if you're not emotional, you're not going to be upset that you live in a 700 square foot salt box. Are you
Yeah.
with me? You sat so
Go.
still that I thought like you froze. Anyways,
Go on.
so
You're
so
on a tear. Go on.
right, like you stay on this emotionless path where you're doing all the right things. You've secured your housing, your income, right? You do the right, and it's like a noble job. You're emotionless, so you don't care, but you're, cleaning up.
So hold on. I just want to, are you saying all janitors are emotionless?
No, no.
Okay, just
That's what
checking.
makes the job hard. That's what makes that job nearly impossible to see through as a career because they are sick of cleaning up after some kid that barfed in the toilet or graffiti, whatever the case may be. So you can do all those things because like the biggest thing in me now is accessing resources, money, future state, making sure we can pay the mortgage. Water comes in through the city line into the house, turn it on, air is flowing out of the vents. How do I secure all that? So you could secure all those things by being emotionless in a very simple manner. And you could definitely retire off 30 grand a year because you can afford to put $2,000 a year into the S&P 500, which historically would result in like I think it's $1.3 million in 50 years, whatever it might be. And again, you're emotionless. Now, I know this kind of doesn't make sense because if you're emotionless, like you could just kill yourself and the problem would be solved. Like let's say in this hypothetical scenario, you're still a human, but you're able to manage your emotions to where they don't affect you. But then, right, it begs the question. It's just like, what the hell are we doing here? Like, if emotions are our number one thing in front of us for securing resources, the immediate problem that I'm against right now, then it's like, okay, like that's obviously not like the better path, right? Because sure, there might be no lows, but then there's no chance of anything magical happening.
Dude, I
And it's
have a
like,
hot take.
are we here to just achieve magical moments?
Here's the thing, Danny. I've got a hot take. It sounds to me like you're like, oh, dude, what if I could take all emotion out of my decision making?
Right. We'd be great salesmen because we
Dude,
would just make,
just have ChatGPT make all the decisions for you.
and
Have AI
I
make
bet it
all of the
I
decisions for
bet it would work. And you know what? Like ChatGPT is clunky right now, but eventually it'll be a face on my computer that I recognize and get familiar with. You can go to and
yeah.
make a way better podcast with.
It'll make maybe it'll make decisions before you make this. Maybe it'll know. Dude, this is so hypothetical. But maybe it'll be like, hey Danny, you should do this, this, and this before it even crosses your mind.
Dude,
And
I
just
don't think it is hypothetical. I think that with technology, specifically software, right? Like we run into physical limitations with hardware, but in terms of software, I don't know that there's a limit. Like it appears that anything that is possible will happen over some considerable length of time.
hardware is the limit for software.
Okay, but our rate with which we can solve problems because of large language models should increase hardware's ability to manage those things.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like software really is the key to the whole thing.
It'll be a feedback loop.
And so I just think that anything that can happen with technology will happen. And to think that there won't be, like, at the very least, some sort of human interface on my screen. I mean, I talk to it now with keys. I mean, you can even dictate to it or have an instant conversation. Like soon it's going to be enough for me to trust its opinion. And it is going to give me advice.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I saw this thing that's like I saved this amount of money without a accountant. I just put these seven
R-
prompts in a chat GPT.
Right. Yeah. That they say I read that a lot. Accountancy and lawyers will be like some of the first folks to go because I don't like it's pretty straightforward. Like accounting, like it takes work, but the computer can do work. It can compute.
Mhm.
And like, lawyers just basically they index information, right?
Yeah.
So when you go to them with a
Yeah.
scenario, they're able to look back
That's all
and
they do is
say,
they go to books or they go to
right,
case law or
right.
whatever.
It's not like it doesn't take, I'm sure you have to be creative to a lot of extent, but it ultimately is like a research-based job, which is why an AI model is able to step in so quickly. So, anyways, I was saying all of this to Jeremy because it begs the question, like, what are we here for? Like, if emotion is the problem for me, it's problem's a sticky word, but it is an obstacle that I have to deal with. And like, if that's the problem and there are solutions to that, then like what the hell are we doing here?
I got an answer to that. It's just we're here because it's just God experiencing himself.
Yeah, but
I don't like it.
you know what I mean?
Nah, fuck
Like
it.
and okay, sure, that can for sure be true, but like there's just not enough there to like truly sink my teeth into.
Oh, you want something that's like fucking written on paper that's like, oh, that's why we're here. That would take the fun out of it.
That's why the Bible exists, Thomas, is because it was all figured out and it was put into many books into one book.
Why does the Bible say we're here?
Probably.
Probably not good enough for me. I can't
Why does
sink
the
my
Bible?
teeth. I don't know. It just says like, Genesis just talks
Okay,
about
what's the golden rule? Let's start there. Do unto others what you would do to yourself.
the golden rule
Uh-huh.
of like treat others the way you want to be treated.
Right,
Yeah, but that's kind of a framework for living. It doesn't really tell us why we're here.
right, right. And even if you like look at Jesus, right, like the Old Testament, the wrath of God, humans just continually fuck up. Eventually, he comes down and he's like, guys, you got it all wrong. You got it all wrong. And everyone's like, fuck off, dude. You're not God. No shot. Look at the Pharisees. They live in fucking nice places. You're a bum, hanging out with hookers and drug addicts. And so he ultimately is like, I think, right? Like he ultimately just it's unfixable. So then he dies to save humanity from itself.
Well, yeah, he saw how barbaric people were. I think that's what it was. People were like sacrificing animals and doing all this crazy shit to please God. And then Jesus comes along and he's like, "No, no, no. You don't have to do any of that. I'm going to sacrifice myself. I'm going to die for your sins. And so you don't have to sacrifice goats anymore."
Yeah, but
But
bro, you know what I mean? It's just like we got plenty of goats.
tons of goats.
Like if that worked, let's just do that. But it
But
obviously wasn't working. But then
no.
it begs the question, like, I don't know, did it work when Jesus made the ultimate sacrifice? And a lot of people would argue yes. And it's just like they're not wrong. Like I know tons of Christians that have been made new the same way that folks are made new in 12-step programs. You know, if you know them, you're going to say like this is a transformed person in the church. And it's like, okay, well maybe that makes the story true.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's important, man, at some point in time to kind of be able to put your finger on like purpose, just I don't know, I don't like that word, but reason, maybe reason or understanding. Um, you know, like I don't know, I have something that works for me that I really just don't question.
Yeah.
Uh,
And me too. Like, okay, so I do question it, but that doesn't mean I won't like see it through.
yeah.
Like I'm still gonna like hit the check marks on the things that have to happen for me, despite how many
Yeah,
conversations you
but
and I
what
have.
I think we're talking about two different things. Like you have like this thing that's like I do this and it's kind of like a living purpose. But what I am talking about is I have like an understanding of like what this all is, which is two different things. Like that question, like what, like what the fuck is this, you know?
Yeah, but like it, it's like I might be questioning it, and you might believe you know what it is, but that doesn't make it true.
No, certainly not.
Because we're just defining undefinables.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and that's like that's the thing is I don't know, just for me, for if anybody's curious, it's like take all thought out of if you're thinking about it, you're just moving in the complete opposite direction of it. Thought is like, of this world and it's, limited and it's just fucking a bunch of bullshit, really. So the more you're thinking about it, the farther you're getting from it. So if you can just, for me, it's like when I just stop thinking and just feel like what it feels like to exist.
And I see the utility in that, dude. But at some point today, you're going to have to stand up, go take a shit, put the food in a bowl, eat it, go
Yeah,
to work, pay your rent. Like
right.
I get the utility in what you're saying, but
Well, the
it's not like a final solution because you're
no,
in
no, no.
this fucking
That's the thing is it's not a solution, it's a realization. It doesn't solve for anything. It's like an understanding. And I think it's a Buddhist or something saying, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water.
Mhm.
Like nothing really changes. You still have to chop wood and carry water.
But that's why it's like easy to object against because then it's like, all right, we're hunting after two different things. Because you're saying, like, I know the answer and it brings me no place closer. I'm saying I'm hunting for the answer and I've gotten no place closer.
Yeah, and I also think that there's something to be said in like the hunt. And like I'm still continually hunting. And like seeking and trying to draw closer. And I don't know, because for me, I would love to like find pleasure in the most unpleasurable things. Like you see monks and stuff who are just so fucking happy all the time, and they just get to like sit there and apparently like they don't eat or whatever, and they're just like living in a cave. I would love to be able to find pleasure in that. And that seems like
Or like find pleasure in working at a Silicon Valley tech startup, hammering code all day, or whatever. Like find pleasure being a janitor, or find pleasure being a manager at a mall department store, or whatever it is.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, I think that that would be, when I like, I don't know, when I hear stories of like Jesus and all that stuff, or even when I go to church, it just seems like you go to like a church and especially like a modern church, Catholic church, maybe not so much, but if you go to like a rock and roll church, like a Life Church or something, or a VFC, it's like everybody's just so happy and so like with the flow. And I think that that's what it is. I wish I was just in a flow state all the time. I'm not. Like I'm constantly knocking my head against the wall.
Well, I don't think that they all are in a flow state, but it's like, okay, let's get together and pretend we're in a flow state, which sort of puts you into a flow state, at least for that hour. We're in a flow state. Like, if that isn't enough, I don't know what is. You know what I mean? And yes, it obviously is filled with pomp and all this other weird
Pomp and
ass.
circumstance.
It's, obviously, but I don't, it's too easy to bash.
Oh yeah, I'm not here to bash.
But like they're just like hunting for some sort of experience that makes them feel
Right.
that's
And at
their
the end of the
version.
day, it's like it all comes down to experience, right? We're all doing some sort of something. Even if you're sitting in a cave or if you are, going to a Catholic church where you're kneeling, standing, sitting, kneeling, sitting, standing, or if you are, doing yoga, whatever it is. It's like it's also some sort of experiential way of trying to, you know, draw close to God or whatever, show your devotion to God.
But it's like, you know what? Like I am like I've got some sort of lifestyle here in the middle of the country, family, weekends off, yada yada. And it's like make me efficient in this lifestyle.
You're
You
pretty
know?
efficient.
Yeah, I think so. But
You're
like
pretty
I
efficient.
want more efficiency. It's not just about like what I mean by that is like I want the best version of this lifestyle.
What does that look like?
I don't know. Not
Spark my interest.
probably not on the job hunt at 36 years old,
You
but also like being okay with being on the job hunt at 36 years old. Because there's probably, you know what I mean? You know, only like 65-year-olds right now would be like, son, I didn't start Walmart till I was 43 or whatever it looks like.
right.
I was I was doom scrolling earlier and I saw this like meme on whatever and I don't know if it was a meme, but it's a video and they were at this like Somali gathering, right? And there's 1,000 Somalians. And I think maybe they were doing baptisms or something. I don't know if Somalis are Christians. They were doing something that looked religious. And there's like 1,000 of them, a lot of men, fewer women. And it's like, what a weird lifestyle. Like it's so easy to glance at that for a second and be like, why aren't you guys at work?
Yeah.
Or if it's not a work day, why aren't you at home with your families or at the grandparents' house swimming in the pool? Or maybe you don't have a pool, maybe you're drinking beer on the trailer park porch. And it's just like not it's so different. Like I'm making decisions based on my lifestyle and like where I'm at. And I see something like that. And it's like, what are you guys doing? Like I have kids. Like you guys probably have kids. Where are they? Like this
Hmm.
just feels so wrong to me because I'm in this like different reality that like of course I'm in tend to think is the right thing. Obviously that's how I like make consolation with what is happening to me is by going, this is probably the right thing. And I'm not in the field with
Yeah.
1,000 other dudes like dunking people underwater with like no thought of what's going on later today.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's all that's a little too intellectual for me. And I certainly used to like be, all that, but fuck, dude, it's exhausting.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
It's fucking exhausting. And I mean, for me, it's like if I'm able to pay all my bills and have a little bit of scrap left over, that's good.
But that's
Um,
also true for me. I'm not saying these things saying that like I don't find value in like those little things like right now, roofs over my head, the air's still flowing, my kids, I know where they're at, yada yada. Like those still like at its core tenets, those work for me.
yeah.
But it's like very weird as I search for truth to like see a bunch of people with way different priorities than me.
Yeah. And let me just make another point. I also wish I was fucking loaded. Like I wish I was fucking loaded. So like there's certainly like desires and stuff like that that are there, but um yeah, I don't know. But I don't think like wanting to be fucking loaded doesn't that really doesn't have anything to do with intellectualizing things or like Somali. Dude, if I saw a meme of like Somali people, I'd be like, what are these fuckers doing, you know?
Yeah. Well,
That's what
like
I,
your knee-jerk reaction if you're not familiar with it is to say that to anything.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did you see the Down syndrome Jew with the walkie-talkie?
I think so, yeah.
Wow, what a great video. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then it's like we're not supposed to have this much access to information. And like those quick reels, it's just like what a giant information dump. It's super easy to ingest information for 15 seconds in the form of a video.
Hmm.
It's hard to follow through. Like historically, you would decipher through, like, okay, don't care. Okay, this is important to me. I'm going to follow this. And
Yeah.
now it's just like, this sucks, boobs, this sucks. Holy shit,
Right.
a car crash. This sucks. And it's just like, and now I'm like having to deal with my emotions like through this lens of like information overload.
Yeah.
And I say have to. It's what's happening. I'm not saying I have to do that, but it
Yeah.
is certainly what's happening to all of us, more or less.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild, dude. It's wild getting on your phone and you can scroll and just see so much different shit. It's wild. And I love it. I love it. I'm just like, ugh, just feed me all this information, entertain me, and
But like, when does it become not good? Because
it's
like
it's
you've
not good.
noticed unhealthy patterns in your life before and gotten sober. So
Yeah.
like, why is this okay now? Because the rent's paid?
No,
Because
it's
like,
not okay. It's there's certainly like it's not okay. Like people talk about TikTok being this awesome thing and dude, it's drugs. That's all it is. It's a
uh,
different form of drugs. It's like fucking put this thing into my body and it makes me feel good. Drugs.
and so like, do we throw out our televisions too?
No, because I think some people, it's like beer or, whatever. Like some people are able to do it in moderation. But then there's also a lot of people who will like sit down for hours at a time and like be on their phone.
Well, it's like, well, why is suicide virtually negligible in like Amish communities? You know what I mean? Like people that went hard in one direction and were like, nothing after fucking light bulbs or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think I also heard that suicide really wasn't a very common thing in like the middle of the 20th century. Like you never really heard about it all too much. But to like the latter half of the 20th century and the 21st century, it spiked for some reason.
And dude, it's funny you say that because I you probably have seen it. It's been floating around. It's like they took all these mice and put them into an isolated community, right? There was no predators, and they like had all of their needs met, water, food, and it like worked out great for a while. And they could like measure the mice participating in social activities, and I think even exercise. They had like the wheels in there and stuff. And then after a while, like all these weird social hierarchies started rising up, and there eventually became all these problems. And then like a subset of the mice like stopped eating, and it's just like, oh, dude, it seems so plain to see that it's like that's us. Like all of our needs are met, and it's horrifying.
Yeah, well, we need to have like a certain amount of struggle. And struggle in the sense of like being able to find food or shelter. I think that that's ultimately what's truly fulfilling to us. Is that if we have to like farm our own food or hunt our own food or, build a lean-to or whatever it is, like those things to, meet our basic necessities, like there's some sort of, thing in that that's super, fulfilling to us. When it's all super easy and, like I've said this before, when all our needs are met, we'll find shit to worry about. That's really we shouldn't be worrying about.
Right. Yeah, there's probably enough proof in that because like rich kids turn into losers way more often than not. Or, you know, what's the percentage of people that win the lottery that are broke and X amount of time later? Or NFL players, like 70% of them go bankrupt.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's wild, man. Yeah, maybe we're not ready for all this. Maybe we need to take a step back and start farming our own food and washing our clothes in a bucket.
Yeah, but it's like it's tricky because that becomes like less accessible over time. Like at the end of the day, you still have to pay property taxes. Like that's the ultimate. You're right. You can drill a well and pull the water up from your own land. You can farm it for free. But like at the end of the day, you got to pay a property tax, which means you have to generate US dollars at some point.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, dude, they freaking burned down the harbor on a 2% tax on one commodity.
Yeah. Yeah, and like how come I thought because of that we wouldn't have taxes?
Right. And we like celebrate that to a certain degree too. We're like, oh yeah, Boston Tea Party, dude. Rock on. And then you like pay taxes when you get your money, you pay taxes when you spend your money,
Yeah.
and a million other, you can't even like own a piece of land. It's like eventually, without enough participation in the market, you're gonna lose the land because you'll run out of money to pay the taxes.
I wonder how much a dollar gets taxed from the time it leaves the print to the time it.
Yeah, and it's not even just taxes. Like the dollar, because of fractional reserve lending, it like also loses its purchasing power.
Hmm.
So like not only are you losing a piece of the actual dollar, but when you go to use it in the market, it's not worth what it was when you earned it.
Yo, I love when people call grocery stores markets. That's awesome.
The
That's
market.
that's my favorite. Yeah, man. So, but yeah, we're doing all right. It's certainly fucked up. It's a lot of shit's fucked up, but um,
It's also better than it's ever been.
yeah, it's better than it's ever been. What are you gonna do?
I don't know, dude. Sit outside on my porch. It's boiling hot here.
Yeah, in the hundreds.
It will be today. I can't
Yeah.
even like put my arm on the armrest because it's burning my skin.
Hell yeah, dude. I don't miss that Oklahoma heat.
Yeah, but keeps prices low, keeps property prices low.
Yeah, keeps
Right.
everything low out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you want to go for a swim, just head up to fucking Thunderbird.
Yeah, we got a membership to the community pool slash water park. Dude, there's no place that discourages me more than going to like a public water park. Everyone's got their clothes off, you know. There's 1,000 people there, and like one of them are attractive. Everyone's fat, and it's just like, oh man,
Hmm.
this sucks.
Yeah, and there's always a bunch of fucking stupid kids running around. That's the worst part. You know, young
Nah,
screaming kids. And I know they're like enjoying themselves and having a good time, but that's the last place I would want to be.
yeah, but I have young, dumb, screaming kids, and it's
Yeah.
fun as hell for them.
Hmm.
And they're like Somalis gathering to do some weird baptism. Like that's
What,
what
they're
their
stealing boats?
no, their priorities are just different than ours. That doesn't make it wrong. There's nothing more that teaches me that than being a parent.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think the New York Stock Exchange is down today.
I looked at my retirement account yesterday and it was up. I haven't looked at it in a while.
Yeah. Let's see. We got, yeah, it's down today just a little bit though. Let's see. Let's look at the week. Oh, dude, it's way up on the week. It's way up on the week. 250 something points.
I,
That's great. Let's look at Zoom Info. Zoom Info's ticker is not even working.
no, they changed it. It's GTM now.
Of course it is. Yep, they're down on the day. Yeah. So what else is
Yeah,
going on?
so I like if you put $4 million into just Coca-Cola, you would make $10,000 a month in dividends, not counting the growth of the actual stock, but that
Mhm.
you'd make 10 grand a month in dividends from one stock. And I think Warren Buffett has some insane dividend from just Coke. I mean, he has insane dividends from every stock available. But it's wild to think about that because it's like, how do I get my hands on $4 million?
Yeah, that's a lot of millions.
Well, dude,
They're doing construction in my apartment building and I can hear these fuckers knocking.
go bring him a LaCroix.
All out, fresh out.
Bring him a glass of water
Bring
with
me a
no
glass of
ice in it
water.
and say, here you go, guys.
I was thinking about you guys. I thought you might be getting thirsty.
Yeah.
That's
You guys
awesome.
should get internet jobs. It pays more and you just sit around all day.
Yeah. I'll bring him a mason jar full of water, room temperature water.
Yeah.
That's what I'll
And
do.
like maybe it's like a little oily from your fingers on the outside.
Yeah.
Here,
I'll
drink
eat
this.
I'll eat a banana before and get like real mucky and then handle the mason jar. Yeah.
That's funny.
Dude, I made some Italian sausages yesterday.
Italian?
Italian sausages, cooked them up with some onions, put them in some spaghetti with sauce.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. Real delicious. So,
Well, this is great content, dude. What did I make for dinner? We freaking I kids are at mini college. I've been picking them up every day from the pool at OU. I have to swim with them for like an hour before I can get them to come out. But they love it, dude. They're so the kids love structure and they don't even know it.
yeah.
I mean, so do we. We hate to admit it.
Yeah. Mini college?
Yeah. So they like take classes in the morning, and then go swimming in the OU pool in the afternoon.
Sick.
Yeah, it's a blast, dude.
That's great. I mean, that's a good thing for them to be doing over there.
Yeah, it's better than playing Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know this yet, but this is a cooking podcast now.
nice, dude. Cooking with DW.
I got a cube steak from the fatted calf.
What are you gonna cook with it?
We already have onions and peppers made,
Sick.
sauteed. Yeah, boom. Fry this up. Onions and peppers. Bop, bop, bop.
Dude, is it that time? Is it cooking time?
I'm hungry. All I had for breakfast was a piece of key lime pie or whatever the fuck it was.
Oh, dude, that's the worst picture ever. Like,
I almost made it a thumbnail
I
for
wish that
yesterday.
I wish that wasn't there.
It's too late, bro. It is the worst picture ever. I remember when you post or like when you made it a part of your LinkedIn profile. I was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
What are you talking about? It's not the worst picture ever.
Okay,
I just don't like seeing myself, but
it's yeah, it gets my point across. Calling it the worst
whatever,
picture
dude.
ever.
Dude, let's see your picture.
You want to see mine?
Yeah, let's go picture for picture.
Nah. All right, fuck it, dude.
Yeah, let's see yours, dude.
Well, there's not one on Zoom, but I'll do this. Hang on. That's gonna release my identity. What a pain in the ass.
Another thing I did yesterday is I bought a wedge of Parmigiano Reggiano, the real deal, the real stuff. It's fucking good, dude.
Pargignano and Reggiano.
Yep, real deal.
Pargignano. All right. Why isn't this showing? Whatever, dude. Here we go.
Look at this. Parmigiano Reggiano.
That's great, man. All right, here you go.
Oh God.
That's 2019 because we were at a perfect place.
That's the boys.
Yeah, dude. That
Hell
was a
yeah.
different world.
We're exactly the same height.
That was a different world, dude, before COVID.
Yeah.
It really was a different world. And like, I don't want to be dramatic, but I like just get the sense that like things, I don't know what it was. I was talking to Karen from PPG about it once. She was like, yeah, it just like left a scar on existence.
Yeah. And a lot of fear and a lot of I think resentment. So, but we'll get over it.
Yeah, that shit was 6 years ago, almost.
Yeah.
All
Crazy.
right, you want to see something delicious?
Yeah, let's see it.
Bear with me, bear with me.
That's a cube steak, huh?
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
I'm just gonna salt it, put it in the pan.
I think cheese might be better than chocolate.
I think it's like in the same class in terms of like me wanting more of it.
Right. And if it's made in Switzerland, it's probably pretty good.
I don't know if they're famous for their cheese.
Are you kidding me? Swiss cheese? Gruyere.
Oh shit. Swiss cheese sucks, dude.
It's not my favorite of the cheeses.
Hell no, it's no one's favorite.
No, but
The
Swiss
best
chocolate.
cheese is goat cheese.
Where's that from?
It's from goat, dude. It's from wherever
Are,
you bring your goat and milk your goat. That's where
are
it's
you
from.
saying that it is the goat of all cheeses?
Oh,
That's sick, dude. You should get a goat and make your own goat cheese.
dude, fuck it. Got a podcast.
Yo,
All you
you
gotta
should you should
do.
get a male goat so that you can make your own goat cheese.
You nasty boy.
You're like, I've been milking this goat all day and I ain't getting
All right,
shit
dude.
out
This
of it.
is a cooking podcast now. Get the
Hell yeah.
iron skillet.
Dude, that's sick. Are you gonna eat all that food?
Yeah,
Nice. I'm gonna eat this whole thing of cheese.
Pecorino Romano.
No, I couldn't find Pecorino Romano, so I got Parmigiano Reggiano.
It's literally the same cheese. They just rebrand it.
Yeah, I don't know. Really good though.
Am I allowed to eat on this podcast?
Yeah, I'm eating cheese right now.
Yo, ultimately, nothing matters. I mean, obviously we should choose our words correctly, but anything that's safe for work, we can make content for.
Yeah, for sure. It's just two guys hanging out. You know?
One's wearing sunglasses inside his house.
I got a migraine, dude.
I got a migraine, dude. How's the meeting last night?
Hey, Danny, come here, come here,
What?
come here. Come on. Hey, I got jugs for tits.
Jeez.
Um, what meeting? What are you talking about?
The 12-step meeting.
Oh, I don't go to 12-step meetings, dude.
What do you do? Go to rock and roll church?
Yeah, dude. I mean, because I'm a sober person, I'm not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organization, or institution.
And that right there just breaks your anonymity. I was
Great.
listening to Shane Gillis's live in Austin, and he was talking about his uncle's tweeting and finding Twitter and blasting it out into the ethos where it lives on a server. And I thought about this podcast
Yeah, it's we're putting everything out there. It's recorded for all of humanity.
for some weirdo in his mom's basement to watch.
Dude, don't say that about our loyal fans. Dude, if you're gonna grate cheese for pasta, you gotta get yourself a microplane.
I shouldn't eat. Want to jump off and then eat, and then I'll hit you
Yes.
back? All right.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back in a second.